Hey guys, in this early morning rant, I discuss the typical clinic trap and how to avoid it. I do believe that as physios, we are underpaid, and as small clinic owners, we are strapped. I've been on both sides of the coin, and in this video, I talk about a solution that I think can move our profession forward and help us avoid burnout, improve the gratitude and the gratification for our profession and what we do. My fellow physios, my fellow colleagues, do you feel underpaid? Because I sure did for a very long time. I was both an employee, an independent contractor, and also a small clinic owner. And on both sides of the coin, I felt undervalued and underpaid. So why is this the case? Because on one side, the physios feel like the owners are taking advantage of them, which they're not in most cases. And then on the other side, the owners feel like the physios are super self-entitled and they are asking for too much. We want work-life balance. We want to be able to see patients for a longer amount of time so that we can actually provide good service. And we want to get remunerated and paid the right amount. That's all we ask for, right? On the owner side, we want the physios, our team, to appreciate how much risk we take opening a clinic. So what happens? We've got these big private equity groups coming in and buying out all of the small clinics. Then the service is really poor because all they're looking for are margins. So they want to increase their margins by decreasing the cost of staff. So instead of having all physiotherapists, they have one physio and 3 assistants, because the assistants, they can pay less, and then they run it like a mill, basically. And what happens is the public then perceives our profession as a joke. We can't have that. So how do we battle this problem as a profession and come out on top? We want to increase the public's perception of our service and what we're capable of, but we also want to be happy and autonomous in our practice as professionals. And as a small clinic owner, we want to be paid for the high risk stakes that we take on. So that's the only environment that makes sense. So how do we get there? In my opinion, it is having a solo practice or having a bunch of collective solo physiotherapy brands. I like to use the idea of having your own professional and personal brand, which is all encompassing. So you have a philosophy and values that align with your practice, and you have autonomy over how you practice so that you can make that actually happen, and you run your business within a collective. So the way I see it, you have 3 to 5 different physios, each having their own personal brand. They work under one roof where they can share the cost of operating and they can collaborate, but they're autonomous. So they have control over their schedule. They can change it week to week, month to month. They don't have to ask permission. They can set their own fee schedule. They can charge an amount that their client base is okay with because their margins are decent. Their expenses aren't so high. You can do this without being in a collective. You just have to find a situation, a setup where it doesn't cost too much for rent and your overhead is not through the roof. So this is what solo physio practice is all about. We have technology now that can take away the costs, or at least dramatically decrease the cost of things like administrative tasks, booking, emailing, answering phone calls, taking payment. All of those can be streamlined and digital. Even things like marketing and advertising, we can do all of that also using technology. With AI coming into the picture, this is huge. Then we can focus ourselves on making sure that we grow as professionals, that we foster that therapeutic relationship with the patient, and that we have good work-life balance. I can take my kids to school, I can drop them off and pick them up Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm making way more money than I have in the past, way more money than when I was an independent contractor, a lot more money than when I was a small clinic owner. And I don't have to worry about growing a business and developing a team and being an HR person. I can actually practice. Most of my colleagues who have successful small clinics, all they're doing are putting out fires and thinking about how they can grow their business. And a lot of them enjoy that, and that's what they prefer. Me, on the other hand, with my ADHD, I have vision and I have the need to create, but I don't want to spend my time on a lot of these managerial tasks and these mundane day-to-day things. So I can be more creative. I have more space for that. And this is what I promote now. I see it clearly. My experience has given me a lens where I can see where a profession is heading. If you can relate to this, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the current state of the rehab world from a business perspective. If you're a clinician, if you're a clinic owner, what do you see? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you see it in a different way? I'd like to know. I'll see you in the next one.